talk. Hey, it's a beautiful day. I'm down here in the ATL, and I'm always tapped into that Cleveland sports media. I'll always be checking out what's going on 92.3 The Fan, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, the Tony Rizzo Show, the Real Big Show, The Drive, all that content up there in the land of Ohio. Hey, there's been some flip-floppers when it comes to my wrist up, ShedeurSanders, that's been going on in Ohio. But if you don't know, you're about to know. Tony Grossi, and I got to drop another live feed on that. Tony Grossi even said today on this Tuesday that he's even excited to see ShedeurSanders play. If Kevin Stefanski come out and we verbally hear it out, come out of his mouth and say ShedeurSanders will start against the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday, everybody's on pins and needles waiting for Stefanski to let it come out of his mouth. But I'm here to tell you, Dylan Gabriel ain't out a concussion protocol. So even though Kevin Stefanski ain't making an announcement to tomorrow, now unless a miracle happens, Shedeur is going to be starting his first NFL game starting. Anybody tapped in and saw the short video clips or the recap of the game when Shedeur had to come in after halftime and how the crowd roared? It was like 1,000 lions was roaring when they saw number 12 hit the field. But boy, when I got a drop today, I pulled over. I created a thumbnail real quick. Woo! Mary Kay, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe what Mary Kay. She has flipped the script. And I think she just exposed how she's always been a Shedeurian, y'all. They want to call us Shedeur supporters Shedeurians. I just need y'all to listen. Y'all got to listen to what Mary Kay had to say, y'all. Y'all got to listen. Y'all may pass out. Y'all may just pass out. Just take a listen.
To welcome in the Hall of Fame writer Mary Kay Cabot to the show. How you doing today, Mary Kay?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Mary Kay, we're doing well. We appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sure you heard the conversation what we were talking about with Myles Garrett. Do you agree that when it's all said and done, he has a chance to go down as the greatest pass rusher in the history of the sport?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I didn't really feel like that a couple of years ago. I did feel like he took some plays off here and there. I do feel like he tailed off at the end of seasons, and I haven't seen that.
We got to give Myles Garrett
This is by far the best season I've ever seen him play.
I think he will be one of the greatest defensive players.
I do think that he is going to obliterate the sack record of 22 and a half. He's definitely, he's on pace to do that. He's on pace to get 25.5 or something like that right now. So I for sure think that he's going to do that. He knows it's within sight.
I ain't going to believe what she's going to say about ShedeurSanders.
100% relentless this year, and he's living up to
almost ran off the curve.
So many coaches along the way always saying he's got another gear. He's got another gear. And I always felt like he did too. I thought he needed to dominate and take over games and wreck games, and now he's doing that.
Mary Kay, do you wear a watch?
No.
I was gonna say, are you gonna get one for Sunday?
Put the wrist up.
That was a good setup. That was Mary Kay being a Hall of Fame was like, you're not gonna bait me into that. Like,
I want to know, what was the overall feeling of Shedeur coming in the game? Was like guys.
Wait till y'all hear what the hater Mary Kay says.
Was players excited to see Shedeur out there?
Almost
going
run up on the curve.
Well, I do think that he's very, very well liked in the locker room. I know players were excited, but they weren't excited for Dylan not to be out there. It's not like that at all. This is a football team that understands what it has. It's got 2 rookie quarterbacks, 2 developing quarterbacks that are learning the game and require a lot of patience. Now, having said that, I have been hearing, and I tried to get it out of Myles a little bit the other day, that when Shedeur runs the scout team, he's doing some really good things in practice, making at least one wow play in each one of those practices. So players are noticing this. I asked Devin Bush about it yesterday too, and he did say that SHEDEUR is doing a really nice job when he runs the scout team. Of course, everything changes when you get out there in a real football game and the pressure is on and the heat is on, and you've got to read that defense and you've got to get away from trouble and all those things. But I think players are excited about what he brings to the table. They're not excited that Dylan can't play.
If Gabriel gets out of the protocol like next week, does he go back to being the starting quarterback, or does it depend on the performance of SHEDEUR?
I think it depends on the performance of SHEDEUR, and I asked Kevin Stefanski that question yesterday because we were told that if Dylan cleared the protocol, he would be starting this week. So I asked him yesterday, what
Y'all
happens
gonna be blown away how she
if
start talking about SHEDEUR.
SHEDEUR plays well? Does he get to keep this starting job? I think he should. I really do think that he should. This isn't a situation where you've got to go back to your longtime successful starter and you owe him that. It's not like that at all. You're developing 2 rookie quarterbacks, and you can pivot as needed. And if SHEDEUR shows something in this football game that is worth developing and building on, I would for sure give him the start the following week.
Mary Kay, what do you think SHEDEUR's
It's
mindset
coming, y'all.
is? Because we
Listen
talked
to
about
her.
it here.
Watch her start glazing.
The 5th round pick stuff and whether or not he's getting reps. At the end of the day, that's water under the bridge. It's about what we're doing now, and if he gets those opportunities now, do you think he'll have a little bit more of pep in his step and be more locked in? Because, like you said, this could be an opportunity to audition to be able to take more reps and keep this job long term to show what he can actually do.
Yes, absolutely. I think he'll have more pep in his step. He functions and flourishes and thrives in the spotlight, and when he's the man, and when he's throwing up that wrist, and when he's legendary and all of those things. He was born to be a star, really. And so I think he's going to embrace it this week. I think he's going to be just over the moon excited for this opportunity. I think he's going to work really hard like he has already been doing. And I think he's going to really, really try to make the most of it. Of course, he's going to need help. And I think when I look back to this game, and I said this on the radio today too, the number one thing that you need from your quarterback, no matter what happened before in the football game, is to give your team a chance to win in the end. And he did that. He threw the ball to Gage Larvidan in the end zone with the chance to win the game. And he put it on the money. And I think that's what you want out of your quarterback. So I was actually impressed with that. And that, to me, trumped a lot of what went on beforehand. So he did what he needed to do in the big moment. And that's what he's going to have to do again on Sunday.
Mary Kay, the biggest criticism of SHEDEUR on the field was noticeable again this week, and that's when he's under pressure, he starts running backwards. Right? And instead of taking a 4-yard sack, he's taking a 14-yard sack. That's something that's been an issue in his game. It's something obviously he has to continue to work on. How can the Browns, it's a tough question, but what can the Browns do to help him this week to try to, not put himself in those situations?
Well, it has to be a point of emphasis this week, and what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to have some outlet passes. They're going to have some short opportunities for him to make sure that he feels comfortable checking it down, or he's going to have to throw it away or do whatever he has to do. He cannot be taking those big, long, negative plays and retreating, and that was just it's. In the heat of the moment, you revert to old habits, and that's what he was doing there. It's the thing that they've been trying to get out of him since he showed up on the doorstep here. But this was his first chance in a real NFL game, and yes, he did do that twice. He started going backwards, and they're going to have to do everything that they can to give him completions right there in front of him that he can make, or run the ball, or if they have to, call some runs for him. I mean, he should be able to move well enough to get a few yards here and there if he has to. So those are some things that he's going to have to do. And now that they've seen him out there in live action for half of a football game, I think they should be able to come up with some things that he can feel really good about on Sunday.
By the way, are the Browns gonna? Well, I guess they're not gonna activate Watson, are they? They haven't.
So I just had to pull over. I can't even think of the word off the top of my head. I was flabbergasted to hear Miss Mary Kay Cabot, who's been one of the biggest critics outside of Tony Grossi against ShedeurSanders, to come out and give all this glaze of SHEDEUR now, that basically knowing that he's 99%, let's say 90%, starting on Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. She want to say SHEDEUR was born for this. He got a lead on. I watched this game and I saw some good things. My, how things have changed. How things have changed. So I just had to drop that to y'all. I'm Randy Prentice, the host of Premier Sports Talk. If you like what you just heard hot off the press today on this Tuesday, please hit the thumbs up. Drop your comments in. I got a poll up in my post. Let me know here on this video feed who you think's going to win. Will SHEDEUR lead the Cleveland Browns to victory against the Las Vegas Las Vegas Raiders, or do you think the Browns lose again? Y'all just let me know. But I just wanted to share that. It just blew me away. It just blew me away. Wow. Y'all be blessed. I'll see you when I see you. And if you didn't know, now you know what Mary Kay Cabot just said, giving ShedeurSanders his flowers prior to the game this Sunday at 4:15 p.m. against the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's see what the narrative will be after the game. Pieces. Be blessed and be a blessing to someone else along the way. Mary Kay Cabot just glazed all over ShedeurSanders, giving him all kind of praise. He was born for this. Wow. I'm blown away. See you when I see you, and thank you for supporting Premier Sports Talk.